Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. In this video, I would like to share about before and after COVID-19 cases impact the economy in Malaysia. The new SARS-CoV-2 virus, which is caused the COVID-19, first arrived in Malaysia on January 25, 2020. A month later, in February, the number of cases increased to 22 positive cases, while in mid-March, the number of cases had increased 20 times to 448 cases. In response to controlling the spread of the virus, Malaysia Authorised issued Movement Control Order, which is known as MCO, for 2 weeks starting on March 18, 2020. This disease have an impact on our national economy. Starting MCO, business and service that are considered non-essential were closed. Travel between countries restricted, public sport, religious event and gathering were cancelled. This is effort to reduce the spread of the virus. On June 17, 2020, a total of 8,515 positive cases have been identified. Of those, 7,873 have recovered, while 121 have passed away. The performance of economy before COVID-19 shows that economy surpassed market expectation when the country gross domestic product, which is known as GDP, growth for the second quarter of 2019 increased to 4.9% from 4.5% in the previous quarter. Malaysia is the one of the few countries in region enjoying fast second quarter growth than the first quarter. This growth than expectation reflect Malaysia resilient when the global economic environment looked bleak. Growth in GDP for the second quarter was supported by strong domestic demand growth of 4.6%, which is faster than the rate of 4.4% recorded in the first quarter of 2019. Low and stable inflation rate helped to boost domestic demand. Low inflation rate will contribute by the fixing of shilling price on Road 95 of petrol and diesel by the government to ease the cost of living costs borne by the people. While for the fourth quarter of 2019, GDP of Malaysia grows by 3.6%. In terms of production, the service and manufacturing sector continue to be a key driver of economic growth in Malaysia. The recovery of the construction sector also supported the growth. However, mining, quarrying and agriculture sector decreased in this quarter. Service sectors such as wholesaler and retail trade, information and communication, food and beverage, and accommodation continued to be the main impetus for economic growth, which increased 6.1% from 5.9% in the third quarter of 2019. Overall economic before COVID-19 cases in Malaysia shows that Malaysia's economic outlook remains strong despite rising uncertainty in the external environment with GDP. The Malaysian economy is supported by a strong foundation expected to remain resilient despite global economic uncertainty. After case of COVID-19 in Malaysia, which is starting on January 25, 2020, for the first quarter of 2020, Malaysia economic performance shows that GDP growth at 0.7% from 3.6% in the previous quarter. This is the lowest growth recorded. As expected, the COVID-19 pandemic is set to push the economy into recession in this year. However, Malaysia is still beating the median expectation of -1%. The growth in this quarter was supported by service sector continued to be the main impetus with a growth of 3.1%, and manufacturing sector registered a slower growth of 1.5% as against 3.0% in the previous quarter. while the other sector registered negative growth, which is negative 2% in mining and quarrying, negative 7.9% in construction, and negative 8.7% in agriculture. During COVID-19 pandemic, private financial consumption expenditure in this quarter was on essential products such as food and non-alcoholic beverage, communication and housing, water, electricity, and other fuel. While for government, final consumption expenditure is spending on suppliers and service. However, the impact of COVID-19 also make a household consumption is reduced in petrol, travel, recreation, and outdoor food consumption. This is because at the onset of the MCO, all community activity and movement are under control. Business and service that are considered non-essential were closed. Tourism and related sectors are affected by restriction on foreign tourist entry and movement control affecting domestic tourism activity. Business operations are affected by the workers being infected and also the temporary control of the movement of the population. As a result, the production of goods and service will decrease. Automotive manufacturing sector and face masks are affected by the lack of production of raw material in COVID-19 countries such as China. The air transport sector was also affected as the airline had to restrict the temporary halt of operation of the offshore segment. The most significant effect of this pandemic is the change in world crude oil price. Oil price realized by macrotrades.com showed it was trading at $19.69 at barrel for May compared to $64 in December 2019. This is of particular concern to world oil producer. If price continue to decline, it will have a profound effect on the oil companies in our countries. There will likely be a write-up or close shop business sooner than it should. The latest R97 is trading at RM1.55 a litre, the lowest ever trade in Malaysia. Besides, an increase in the unemployment and loss of income source is expected to occur as many sector and economic activity are affected during the MCO. As we know, the economy will take time to recover and there will be a group of people who still need help throughout the economic recovery period. The government also takes this issue seriously. Therefore, since the inspection of the MCO, various incentives have been given to the people to make economic movement as normal. Its purpose is to boost the economy, protect the people and business, and strengthen the country's economy. Many employers and workers who were affected by COVID-19 were at with the comments of the MCO from March 18 and then Conditional Movement Control Order, which is CMCO, that end on June 9, 2020. However, starting on June 10, 2020, almost all social, education, religions, business, economic sector, domestic tourism activity, and so on will gradually reoperate under the Restoration Movement Control Order. Step to open all sector and several sub-sector, support industrial relations, especially domestic. Interaction between sectors will contribute to the recovery of the economy, although acknowledged to be slow and take time to recover as usual. That's all for me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this video will give you knowledge about before and after COVID-19 cases impact to economy in Malaysia.